So today we're back in the propagation tunnel because we're going to plant some Swiss chard. And I don't know how much you know about Swiss chard. I know before I started growing it a few years ago, I didn't know much about it at all. But go to your search engine after you watch this and look up vitamins and minerals that are in Swiss chard. And it's kind of amazing. Um, my son kind of coined it a phrase. He said it's fancy lettuce. And he's exactly right, except it's not fancy, it's just good. Lots of different ways you can prepare it. I refer to my wife for that, but you can look those up online as well. All the different ways to prepare Swiss chard. Great in salad, I know that. But we use the same rule of thumb out here for Swiss chard or anything that we grow in our wind strip trays. Is we first of all we look. For example, this is our one of our trays of Swiss chard. We look underneath, and if we can see any roots, which I am starting to see roots, we know that it's time. And you can take and look at this and see that they're the right size to start transplanting in. And that's what we're going to do today with our Swiss chard. We're going to go over again to our east tunnel today. We're going to show you exactly how far apart we place them. And Swiss chard is an easy thing that can really do well outside or inside. It handles cool weather really well. So let's go over the east tunnel, check it out, get some planted, and we'll go from there. Let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and get our Swiss chard planted. Here at Whirlwind Family Farm, we have rows that are 50 foot long, 30 inches wide. In a backyard setting, of course, you're not going to have beds that size. You don't need the volume that we need. But the great thing about this particular Swiss chard, if you look on the packet, this is bright light Swiss chard. It says 4 to 6 inches apart, which is a simple thing. I used to go get a stick and be very meticulous about the measuring and realized I'm holding a shovel that I'm planting this with, and from the tip of the shovel to the handle is 6 inches. So I've already got my measuring device. So they're about 4 inches apart, 6 inches separation this way. So it's an easy thing to do. So let's go ahead and get this Swiss chard started. We'll show you how we plant it. And again, remember, it can handle inside or outside. You don't have to have any sort of covering for Swiss chard. It does handle cold weather and even a little frost fairly well. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, let's go ahead and get our Swiss chard planted. Again, one of the reasons that we like our wind strip trays is it's got that opening in the bottom, so I can just push up from the bottom and push out that seedling. And you can see we did multi-sow this, several seeds. If you look closely, you can see that there's several that did germinate. If we need to thin it down at some point, we can. We can go and actually pull those out. Let's go ahead and get these planted. Our first ones, we're going to come in, and as I always do with our spade, we just go in simply, take that blade down just deep enough where that seedling will slip in, drop it in there like that, come around. Very simple. Let's go ahead and take our second plant. Again, that's multi-sown. You can see there. You can see those roots around the edge. So this is definitely ready to plant. We're going to be a solid 4 inches apart. We'll go down. This is nice and soft compost. Drop it down in there just like that. Put in our compost around it. It's ready to go. We're going to plant another one here, and we're going to go all the way to the end of this 50-foot bed and get those Swiss chard started. All right, so now we've progressed with that row, so let's take a quick look. Didn't want to bore you with every single planting, but you can see now that we've got that Swiss chard 6 inches apart, about 4 inches apart within the row, and we're going to go all the way down till we get to the end of this 50-foot bed. And we're pulling right out of our seed trays, planting in. And again, the measurement is so simple. With using your little shovel, your little spade, you can measure off that 6 inches. There's a lot of gritters and things out there you can buy. And I tell you, for a backyard garden, you don't need all the complicated things. If you have your little shovel that you can get at any variety store, hardware store, you can start planting. And seed trays are one of the more expensive things you'll buy, but those are going to, if you get good ones, will last you for years and years. So that is Swiss chard. We have customers that love it. My family loves it. I didn't know much about Swiss chard, like I said, until about 5 years ago. And it really is an amazing thing. And I would encourage you to go into your search engine, Google, wherever, and just do a little research on it. Take you about a half a minute just to see all the vitamins and minerals. It really is amazing. So blessings over you, your family, your garden. We know you're going to do well this spring. We have lots of great videos that we hope you'll check out. We've got a couple on the screen now that'll take you further along in that process. This spring, this summer, follow along on Whirlwind Family Farm. We want you to be able to have that knowledge, and we don't want to make this complicated, where you can do well with your small garden in your backyard. Take care. Talk to you soon.